Hello, everyone. We are live. So let me share my screen up here. Bring it in. What's up, Jerome?
Hey Vito, I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. We had a nice, relaxing weekend after a huge spike of work over the past couple of weeks. Getting
Yeah,
all of these things together. But it's finally out.
yeah, I know. I can't, I'm so glad it's finally finally out. We've been
So only,
on this one for a while.
yeah, and only now the work begins, really.
Yes, of course, because now we've been testing it internally, but I'm sure our users they'll find. Oh, hey George, how's it going, man? Yeah, you can see George is trying to verify his domain, so I'm sure all of this stuff is quite finicky. So I'm sure we'll have a few
Yeah,
small bugs to iron out, but the main feature is there, and it's awesome.
yeah, and we're gonna share exactly how things are working and what we're really doing here. Right, Spygor story of my life. Yes, I can relate to this for sure. So we have Todd joining us, and I see a bunch of people joining us. So let us know in the chat where you're connecting from, and we're gonna dive in straight to this thing. How you doing, Todd? Chose this over listening to more Joe and Jet. So make it worth. Oh, so you know what? Actually, I have a surprise for you. So while people are joining us, what's up, Kevin? No, we're just getting started. So you're right on time. And so with this note in mind, Jerome, I actually got the gift that you sent me for my birthday.
Oh,
I,
awesome. Great.
I just got it like an hour ago.
Oh, nice. Oh, it
So
took a while.
yeah, but thank you. This is awesome. So I'm gonna do a bit of you want to see if this works. So I got
Oh,
this like
nice.
guitar picks
Looks great.
for with the Atari logo, and I got my guitar here, so because Todd missed Join Jet, I thought I'll give him like with this little pick here. Right, so Todd, I hope this does the trick for you. Okay, so it's not Join Jet, but that's something.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm glad they came out well.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it, and I have a few of them here. So when they you know wear out, I can put another one from this
Awesome.
little thing. That's awesome. Right. It worked. Todd liked it.
Yes, he liked it.
So let's see what we have with this update, Jerome. So how about you start by telling us a little bit while I open things up here. Why did we do this? Why did we decide to bring in an email support desk into Atari?
So, we our tool, the platform is great for talking to your clients on their websites and on their live sites, but some clients still have the habit of going back to email. And we wanted our users to still have the option to not move outside of the platform in order to get their work done. And I think over time, using our platform with their clients, and even if your clients are still using email, over time they'll realize that they're actually wasting their own time, because they're going to see all of these emails on the front end and be like, oh wow, I just sent this in an email. Why am I not actually using the functionality on my website that I already have? Why? Then your clients will start to realize, and hopefully we want this to be become the standard. This is a way of doing that, in my opinion. This is a way of coming. The email inbox is a fallback from how I see it. You shouldn't be using the email inbox, but it's there because the industry is so far behind the design and the delivery of a project itself. We had to include it, I think, because people are still using Teamwork Desk to talk their clients about websites, and we used to
Yeah,
do that, and it just doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
yeah. From the day-to-day work, I 100% agree with you. Like it doesn't, when you're actually working on something visual, you want to collaborate visually, and that
Correct.
is still the core feature of Atarim. along with a bunch of other stuff that we've incorporated over the past couple of years. But I think that for a lot of the other stuff, email still has a place. So send me the invoice, following up. Are you still on it? Let me. Here is the proposal. Can you send me just this one image that you have? If you know exactly what you need. So emails are never gonna die, and might as well just have it all organized in one place so that you don't need to jump around between different tools. But also with because we're integrated into people's website, it allowed us to do all kinds of really cool stuff. So this is about the email, but we're going to dive in a second. Also, we're going to explore the webhooks, and I'm excited that you're with me here, Jerome, because you are integration guy, right? So you do all of the integrations and saving us. I don't even say like hours. You're literally saving salaries through all of these automations by this point.
I never thought of it like that.
Yes, yeah, it's straight up. Automation is not. It's not just a factor of saving a few minutes here, a few minutes there. It's about replacing like VAs. It's replacing the or not only VAs, but the work that we do every day. So I think we're running about 10,000 zaps or more. How many zaps are we running a month?
We're nearly at the 10,000 per month limit. Yeah.
Right.
I think after next week, after Black Friday, we will 100% probably need to upgrade to. But yeah, it's we're hitting 10K a month now.
Consistent. Yeah.
Consistently. Yeah.
And that means, like, if we think about this, every task, every one thing that is happening out of these 10,000 actions that are happening every month, each one of them is like 3-4 minutes, 5 minutes task. So we're basically saving 50,000 minutes a month just by leveraging automation. So we're going to see how that works within Atarim with webhooks, 17 new webhooks, actions, and triggers, so you can do all kinds of cool stuff. But we also incorporated one-click website activation flow, domain verification for enhanced deliverability. So sometimes emails wouldn't land inside the right place or notifications wouldn't land in the right place for our clients. So it's not a fix. It's a brand new feature that we're introducing today. And also single sign-on, so you don't need to jump around between different areas of our system as we expand. And of course, there's a lot more. So let's dive into Email Desk with auto client filters. And by the way, stay with me until the end, and I'm going to share with you what is coming up next. So this is going to be a sneak preview into not only now we're doing the current or what happened on the last update from Friday, but towards the end of this session, we're going to talk about the future, what is coming next to our platform. So I just want to do one more thing here, and I'm going to drop this guy and add this guy. Okay, great. So let's have a look. So within your agency dashboard, you're going to find, once you set this up, and I'll show you how to set this up, you're going to find that there is a new tab inside basically the websites listing here on the left side. And this happens as well inside the board screen where we have a new email inbox. And this is your support desk. These are all the requests that you create or that your clients are sending over to you. Every time they email support@youragency.com, an email is being fetched by the system, and it's going to be presented in here. So already out of the box, we're seeing two different methods of dealing or managing emails. And the first thing is right here for within the inbox itself, and you can see that we even changed the icon of the task center. We realize that this is it's an inbox, whether it's for the tasks that are being left from your website, from your client on the website, but also for the emails now. So it just made sense, and it's changed the name of this thing changed from a task center to inbox. And then here we can just click this, compose a brand new email. I think everyone knows how to create an email, but I'm just going to do one, and we can CC and all of that kind of stuff. Hey man, I need the invoices, right? Or something.
What I'll do is I'll send an email to this as well, so we can see what that looks like receiving as well. I'll send one.
Awesome. Great. Yeah, so you got the Sean Hello thing that we were testing out here.
Yeah.
Can you please send me the invoices from the past 3 months? And of course, as you expect, you can add some files in here, and we're gonna have a few logos, and we even introduced rich text. Now, what you're seeing here on those functions that we can. This makes total sense for email. Pretty basic for email, but this is the first step, and next we're going to introduce this to other sections within the system so that you and your clients can add some formatting to the different tasks, to the different sections around the Atarim, on the tasks themselves. Let's add a little nice icon here for the past 3 months, right? And we can embed an image if we want, drop an image in here, exactly as you would expect. I'm just going to send this email out, right? So now what happened is that, first of all, I'm seeing all of these items. I can download the files. I can open them in a new tab just to see what's going on. But every email that is coming in, straight away, I can set up the status of this request, which means that the status notifications are still being sent out. So this is something that doesn't happen on most of the other platforms. The idea is that once you go in progress, the client is notified. He knows you're on it. You're starting to work on this task straight away, in the same way that we do in other places on our platform. This means that you don't need to send another emails, and you don't need to just extend those communication cycles. Just change it to in progress, get to work. But also, I want to see, like, all right, so this one is for, let's see what this one is about. Can the form plugin is installed and completely taken down the website, right? So this is like an example here for a form plugin that brought the website and need to get it fixed. But this came from a certain client. We want to get started on this task, but we also want to assign this task to one of the websites. So this is where this comes in. So we can see we have assigned to a website, and I can choose the client interface. And I choose this guy right here. I have a few of them on this demo environment. And now this task was pushed over to the client interface environment that I have here, or the demo, basically, the demo environment that I have, so that I can get started on this task. Oh, I already tested a few more, and this is from 2 hours ago. So there it is. And you can see the task has been assigned from your email inbox. So now this means that this task is visible on the client's website, and I can handle this like any other task. Even more than this, now that it's on the website, I can even map it to a certain area on the website if I choose to. So I'm not going to do this right now, but you can already see that, well, I can show you the task. We're going to click here, and this is the website. I'm going to go to, and basically it will pop up here like what we call a general task, but you'll see that there's a new tag here that says email. So this is the one. There's this plugin issue fixed. And there we go. It's going to pop this up for me. So I can see this request, and I can continue the work right here. You can see it maintained the status. And as soon as I mark this as complete, of course, the client is going to get notified about me doing this. So really no further communication from this point. Now the client was notified that this task is complete. But the cool thing is that they also have a record of all of the previously created communications that you've had with them. Now, we took this one step further. So this was one that came in, and I manually assigned it to a website. So let me go back here. Right, so Jerome, you sent me an email, right?
Yeah, so
right,
this
so
is the one I just sent.
My website is not loading. Please help. I got some screenshots and some images in here, and I can definitely assign this one to a website. Now, the cool thing is this. If Jerome's email was assigned, and don't send Jerome emails on these private email, please.
Oh, you can. It's that one used for spam. It's fine.
So go ahead and spam Jerome on his private email. But if this one, if this email was recognized by our system, and let's say there is one user that had this email address inside one of those websites, for example, your clients, then this task would automatically go to their website. So you would handle it exactly like you would handle every other request that is coming in throughout the Atari platform. And this is our auto filtering system. Of course, if you want to bring it back, you can do that by unassigning from a website or assigning it to a different website. But this is the cool logic that we've added that further systemizes the work so that you don't need to manually choose the website. It will find it and drop it in there. Now, if there's all kinds of others ifs and thens. For example, if we can find this email address on more than one website, then it would land in the email inbox. So the instruction to the team was, if there is doubt, drop it in the email inbox so you guys can catch it from there and do whatever is needed with this request. But if there is no doubt, if this is if Jerome's email is recognized only on this My WordPress site right here, then it would land automatically in there, and you would see this count going up from 7 up to 8.
Yeah, I think another good point as well is that if I respond to, so let's say, you respond to me inside this email task, and then I respond from my email address, that response also goes into this task as well.
Right.
So your client is, even if they are still like, I want to use email, I'm still going to reply to this in an email. You still get it in your inbox. So it's just keeping you away from anything else apart from your agency dashboard, which is where we want you to stay. We don't want you to need to go, oh, my client's now emailed me, I need to go back to my Gmail and check. And oh, now I need to create this as a general task, or I need to create this as a task on Basecamp, or add it to this spreadsheet. This is to avoid all of that. You should not need to leave here.
But even more than that, as soon as I get the request, I assign it to the website, I set the status to in progress, I assign this to the right people, and I start working, add a timer, and go for it. Let's start working on this one, right? So I need help with my website. So the idea is to slim down all of these breakpoints that we have within our workflows. And Jerome, as you remember from our agency days, we had loads of them jumping around. We were using Billfo time at some point. And it was like a project management system that was actually designed for lawyers, but that was the one that worked for. It gave us all of the features that we wanted, because I wanted something that will be unified, and all of the other systems just got us jumping around. So this is another step forward for us to bring everything in regards to the website build and the support queue themselves. So you don't need Gmail, you don't need to deal with the other inboxes. Everything is here, including the time tracking, all of your team members. As soon as you assign it to the website, you get the button that allows you to log in directly to the website, directly from here, the open task button. And this one is from the email inbox. Now I can click this guy. It's going to take me directly to this website. So I don't need logins to the websites. I don't need to share logins with my team, and so on. Now, we've kind of briefly touched the point that is also in the boards, which gives us a really nice overview of all of our tasks in a visual way, all of the requests that are coming in. So brand new support desk, we have this request. This is a reminder that the project is due this week. So I'm going to move this to pending review as we're working on this one. And of course, as soon as something is dragged to complete, the client is notified automatically from here as well. And we can also set the urgency for those different items just to make sure that we have everything nice and tidy and prioritized. Right. Todd is into the buttons. Yeah, me too. I love clicking buttons. That's awesome. And so let's see what else we have here. I'm going to go back to the presentation. Anything else you want to talk about the email, Jerome?
No, I think we went over everything.
Okay.
Just make sure everyone who's watching, go and set it up and start using it. It's going to make
your life how do you set this up? That's a good point.
Oh, so, there you go.
To set this up. So you can see that I have this, but you guys don't until you set this up. So how do you? You go to your settings screen. You go to the new email settings box in here, and you can set the from name, the inbox that you want to use, whatever that may be. And then you need to set this inbox in your email service. For example, we're doing this Just for that, we have like 99 cent inboxes with 1 and 1. And we never use their interface. We just use this for exactly this type of stuff, just as a way of forwarding to the relevant boxes where we want to work this out. And set an email inbox wherever you can, wherever you have the inbox for your own businesses, and then you want to set a forward to the address that is given to you right here. So you basically just set a basic email forwarding to this, and then you click on verify forwarding. That is going to run, and it's going to send a notification that our system is going to wait to catch. Once it catches it, then it will show you that icon inside the task center and inside the boards, the new inbox. Now, if you scroll down, but also if you want to get some information, you can click this thing here. The website is under heavy load. Let's see this. Oh, this is for the support block.
Gist?
Yeah, from Gist. Oh, I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna let them figure this out. This is not our problem to deal with. But this is the link. Basically, click it, and it's gonna give you the information that you need. Now, if we're gonna scroll down here below, we have the domain authentication. I'm gonna go straight to this. I have it here. No, I don't have it here. Okay, cool. So domain authentication. This is a method for you to improve the deliverability of all of the emails that are coming in from the Atari platform. That includes the new inbox, but also all of the notifications like new statuses, new task, new comment, the weekly reports, the daily reports. All of those things are relying on emails. So for this, up until now, we had this kind of method that worked, but sometimes didn't work because over the past couple of years, email security has really tightened up. So now we had to adapt to this. Let me go hide this one. And now you will see inside the plugin itself, if you go to your settings screen, that you have the ability to set up the old method or the new method. The old method allowed you to set up whatever email address that you wanted, which is basically the unsafe method. Now we call this the unsafe method, where you can just write whatever you want here, and it will try to deliver this. So basically, you can send emails from Bezos@Amazon.com with this old method, and it will try to deliver a message from Bezos's email. But the new one, the safe method, is taking the email directly from the agency dashboard, where you're expected to verify your domain. Of course, you can even add additional email addresses for like BCC type of thing here, but you want to set this one up here based on these records. So I'm gonna reply to what George was saying here. The DKIM has it. Yes, there was a problem with this, but this is now is double named. So there was a bug, but that was already fixed. So you can see I don't have this anymore. Just copy this, and you can see now this is like the proper one to use. So thanks for pointing this out. We already sorted this out today, George. Right, so go on and authenticate your domain so that you can make sure that emails are landing inside the inbox, your client's inbox, not in the spam, without any notices from Gmail or whatever that this might be suspicious. This is what's going to fix all of these challenges. Next up, we have webhooks for actions and triggers. So let's just dive in and see how this looks, and then Jerome, I'll let you talk about this one a little bit, all right?
Yeah, sure, man.
Inside the global settings, now we have a new tab here that says webhooks. And here you can see that we have outgoing webhooks and incoming webhooks, as well as the tokens that you would need to get this to work with your own account. So Jerome, you extensively worked with this and tested this out. What have you found? What is the use case for this?
So I kind of my integration doesn't really go past Zapier, so that is how I tested it a lot of the time. But you
Sure.
can, set it up with however you want to use a webhook essentially. And if you click on the documentation item quickly, I show exactly which data you need for each type of webhook. Oh, of
The
course, just
system is
isn't
down.
working. But essentially, we've got a table inside there, and it maps out exactly the type of data you need for each action and each trigger. So the you need to include stuff like the site name, and this is mainly for actions. So let's say for example, I want to change a task to critical, a specific task to critical, or I want to add a comment to tasks on a specific site. I need to get that data. So I need to get the website link, I need to get the page of where the task is, and I need to get all of that. So that's all outlined there. But this is just for extensive customization. So if you want to do something really specific, like you want to create a task on a certain page every time something happens, this is what this is for. It's not for,
Right.
This happens and I want to create something in Google Sheets. This is for very,
Why not?
very
You can do
specific.
that with this?
No, you can do that with this, but this is if you're not using Zapier, you can do that with this as well.
Right.
But it's still quite specific, because you
Right.
still need to you can't really, unless you know what you're doing, you can't really filter. You know, you have to be really
Savvy.
savvy. Yeah, you need to be
Yeah.
really savvy to do it without stuff like Zapier if you want to get the same sort of functionality. But this
Right.
does give you more. You can be very, very specific in the actions that you want to take depending on certain things happening. I wish you could look at the documentation item, because that would explain it a lot better than I am right now.
Yeah. Well, maybe they're also testing things for
Maybe, yeah.
interesting. So basically, what they're saying is that we have the Zapier integration, and that allows you for really detailed and case specific integrations for connecting to everything else.
Exactly.
But then the webhooks are just giving you the action or the trigger that is like just that guy, right?
Yeah.
But I would add to this, and I would say, Jerome, that a lot of people are not using Zapier. They have Integromat or Pabbly or there's all kinds of other services that are just using webhooks that are connecting to other webhooks and stuff like this. So this gives you all of this. This opens up to
Exactly.
all of these
Yeah.
additional
And they work
tools.
very similarly as well. So like if you're using something like Integromat or another one, it works in exactly the same way, which is why I wanted you to see the table, because the table outlines. So I used Zapier as an example. The UI obviously looks different for all of these different platforms, but the data that you need in order to do what you want is in that documentation item, which would allow you to do this in all of the other different places you want to do. Even if you want to hook it up to your own React app, for example, you can use
Right.
the data points that we have in that docu item as well. But like I said, you need to be savvy in order to do those types of things.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah,
there's even a cool plugin that is like called I think it's called WordPress Web Hooks
yes,
that allows you to, let's say, set up every time a gravity form is being filled out, then create a ticket inside Atarim, or every time that an Atarim ticket is created, then create an entry on Groundhog on the CRM, or something of this nature. So it really just allows you to connect everything together. Now, some of the
yeah,
cool pieces of data that we've incorporated that we didn't have when we first launched Zapier, when we did the initial launch of Zapier a month ago. Since then, we kept expanding this. We're working with some users and learning what you guys need to get. Refresh docs. The table is live. Let's see. Oh yeah, Gist is back. So what was that? Webhooks?
webhooks, yeah. There we go. Nope,
Damn it.
nope, still
Okay.
not working. Maybe try an incognito, see if it works.
Yeah. All right. Let's give it
Just
one more
try.
go here.
Yeah.
No,
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 no.
no. Yeah. So Facebook user. I wish it was working. This is not on our system, so I don't have much to do except we're gonna wait for them to fix this for the support for the knowledge base system that we're
When
using.
that is fixed, and if you are using webhooks, highly suggest checking it out, because it has everything you need to get started using it.
Okay. Now I started talking about some of those cool things that we added both to Zapier, and now it's also available in webhooks. So, for example, at first it gave you the task, the idea of the task, the name of the task, the comments inside there, all of those kind of pieces of data. But now, what is this? that's the one that you would want to use.
Yeah, I was trying to copy it.
I don't know.
But...
So and now we also added like the automated screenshot. So for example, if I'm going to go to the inbox here and go to the latest tasks, and I don't want the ones with the email, but let's say this one. If we're going to go here, I have automated screenshots that are generated when the request is created. So this is now also included in all of those zaps and inside all of those webhooks. So you can really pull in. I know that one user is using Trello for receiving some of those communications. So in Trello, it's just going to add an attachment to that ticket in there with that image that shows you clearly what is in discussion, for this request, or make the logo bigger. Here is the logo, right?
Yeah.
And we also added another.
Well, right?
Sorry.
There's a few others that we added, like time log entries and stuff wasn't there initially, right? And also, I think we've also added the agency dashboard link to the task, which is really handy as well. So, the link on the top of your screen right now, if you can include that, like if you were using Trello, which I don't think you should be, but if you were, you could include this in the Trello so you can go straight to the task as well from Trello if you want to.
Right. Well, I see a different use case for the links. Let's say you get an urgent task and you just post it urgently inside your Slack channel.
Awesome. Yeah,
right?
that's
And then
a
you
great
have
one.
a link, click there, boom, you go directly to the task. You get the screenshot and everything that is required there.
Yeah.
Or send me a text message with the link, so you can actually open this from your phone or from your iPad or whatever, or send me an email, or wake me up in the middle of the night if the website is down. So you do all of those kind of stuff through these awesome integrations. Cool. So there's 17 of them.
Yes.
So that means that you can every time that that a new website is added to the agency dashboard, maybe load up a task list inside ClickUp. Every time that you have a new task, post this to the relevant person. Or you can even do this internally. Let's say that you do every time there's a new task, trigger a zap on Atarim or trigger a webhook on Atarim that assigns Jerome for this task.
And you could also a really good one as well is using tags. So you could do, if you add a specific tag to a task, do this. So I add like maintenance tag. You could then assign someone specific to it if you wanted. Instead of going through and assigning, you could just add a tag to it. And if you did that across your whole entire agency, all of your team members, it would make it really easy for everyone just be, okay, this is for design, so I put design tag and it assigns it to this specific person, or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So you can just drop it in there and all of those other things are going to happen automatically. Like we said at the beginning, for us, we have 10,000 actions that are just like this, those tiny small bits and pieces that that scrape away 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes out of our days. But we have 10,000 of them that are running within our small company. So definitely like a huge leverage of time for freelancers, small agencies to build in automations wherever you can. And I think it's kind of fun, when you get the hang of it. If you can automate, oh yeah, I think I can automate. Right? How many times you tell us in calls, Jerome? Oh yeah, I think I can automate this.
Yeah, especially when I first discovered Zapier as well. I think when we first started, and yeah, it just went wild, man. But it's just if we weren't doing automations, I don't even know how we would function, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so we're gonna help George here with this request. Sarna doesn't have a manual setting to add 600 TTL, so we're recommending the TTL just so that you keep it as low as possible. But if they have something else predefined, it had predefined and 10 minutes isn't there, choose whatever, and it's just gonna keep on running. But we just want you to get you working as soon as possible. So we recommend 600, which is something that most hosts will have. But if yours have 1200 or something, it's just going to take 20 minutes to get that response. Okay, cool. So we talked about webhooks. We saw the amazing potential that we have here, opening it up and connecting. Now, this is also on the inbox. Every time you get an email, do something like this. Every time you get, every time an email is changing status to in progress, then add this to a spreadsheet with all of these particular clients' requests, whatever you need that for, right? One-click website activation flow. So.
This is one of my favorites. I love this.
Mine too.
Wanted this for so long. We finally have it. It's so nice. I love it so much.
So this one is, I agree with you, Joe. It's really exciting. It's kind of one of those things that I don't know if people are going to get as excited about this as we will.
I know, it's just a button, right? And it's pretty standard. It's like a standard way to activate stuff. But
well, actually, most companies don't have it. But
true,
first, I saw this with Elementor. You know how you activate when you have Elementor Pro, and you click a button, and it basically activates your website. Takes you to their website and checks the license, and then takes you back. So you basically don't need to deal with license keys at all.
Yeah.
And
I think ProTheme does it as well, right? ProTheme have done that for a while as well, I think.
No, you also had to go there, get it, and then click the button.
Oh yeah. Even EDD
even
does
more,
it.
you had to add the domain, and then you add the keys, and then you assign a domain, and then you copy the key, and then you go back to the website, and then you drop in the key, and only then it kind of works. So yeah, that was kind of it's just annoying. It's just an annoying flow.
George is also
all right. George is appreciating the feature. I love that. So it's just an annoying flow. So we kind of took inspiration from Elementor and tried to figure out how we can do this on our own without having I don't know how much they 17 million that they raised. So without having those resources, how we can do this in-house, and we did it. So now what you have is this button. Let me even deactivate this website.
Oh, and I guess you can also mention this on top of SSO as well, right? I think you already touched on that, but I think this is also tied in with that.
Yeah, it's all about creating smoother flows within our platform as we expand it more and more. Things became a little fragmented, and that means that you had to go to your account to download the zip file, and then go to the website, upload the zip file, go back to the website, grab the URL grab the license key, go back to the client's website, drop it in there, click activate, and then go to the agency dashboard. So all of this nonsense is now gone. So if I'm going to click this button, it's going to take me to our site, to Atarim. Then it's going to ask me to activate, and then it's going to drop me back in there if all goes well. What do you say, Jerome?
I think I did it an hour ago and it was fine. So hopefully it's still
fine. So now it's going to drop me back in there. So I'm seeing this guy because I'm an admin here on our platform, and eventually it will go back in there. So now the license is active, and that's it. That's all I needed to do. Now, we even took this a step further, so that you don't need to visit the /account, the Atarim /account anymore. In fact, if you go to your account right now, you will see that there is no way to download the plugin from here. There's no way to even see the licenses from here. We just strip this all out. This is my own kind of demo account, it's my own kind of a messed up account, but it picks up the new domain and it adds it. So here it picks up the new domain and it adds it directly in there. And so no more, you don't have the license key, you don't have the download button in here. It's all in the agency dashboard. So if I'm going to go to the agency dashboard, first of all, if inside the website block, there is the download plugin. And this was another thing that was kind of a nightmare for us to do, but we did it. So that was, I'm going to go back to here because I think I have this here even on my presentation. Easy plugin downloads from the agency dashboard. So just so that you guys know, because I know we have everyone as a developer and designers, you appreciate what had to be done to do this. So we're using easy digital downloads for the licensing mechanism. And that means that, and most plugins use this system. This is the most used plugin system for selling plugins in our ecosystem. Now, what this means that the product ID of EDD is embedded into each one of the zip files that you're getting. So if you are on a particular plan, you have your own zip file that works only for your plan in your scenario. And as we have more and more people, we had more and more plans, people that joined at this point and that point, and different yearly, monthly, and all of those kind of stuff. And that created basically like 20 something plugins that we had to maintain, or versions that we had to maintain for this one thing. But it also meant that we had to send you over to the account to download it directly from EDD. So now this is happening within the plugin itself. So here you have a generic file that you can download, and once you activate, it finds which plan you are on, which product you are on, and then you can activate this. So this plugin is going to work on every, this button is going to work for all of our user base. You can even download this directly from here. Everywhere else inside, just click the button and you're going to get the plugin downloaded. Cool, nice and clean. Yeah, nothing much more to say about this, right, Joel?
No, but that's something else that I know. Again, it's not like a sexy update, right? In terms of just downloading the plugin, but to me that is like so awesome, man.
It's a
Like,
relief.
I love that. I love that we have that. It's just like something so simple, but it's just beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, I agree. So this is our bonus for today, and now let's go to what's coming next. So a couple of months ago, we allocated, right? We have so Joe's saying Tarim is in my blueprint, and that means that that migration is right. Yes. So yeah. So that doesn't need to be done anymore. As soon as you click the button to activate this, it's just gonna do the whole work for you.
Facebook user agrees.
Oh yeah, Facebook user is rocking it today. Okay, awesome. So next up, we have Integromat Integration. So a couple of months ago, Sam, one of my team members, started working, became the dedicated integrations guy, which means that allowed us to finally release the Zapier integration that I wanted for a long time to have. And then a couple of weeks after, we now have webhooks. And now a couple of days after that, we're going to be releasing Integromat integration as well. So you're going to have native integration for this. And well, the year is almost over, but I'm looking to figure out from you guys, what other deep integrations do you want to have? So we have ConnectZit.
I'm sure there are many we have not heard of, but I will Google that one right now and see what it looks like.
Figure out what this one is about and see. So Facebook user, let us know, what do you want to, why do you want to integrate this? How would you integrate? What's going to be the workflow? So while you're writing this up and Jerome is checking up, what is this software? I never heard of it yet.
It's just another Zapier, basically.
Just another type of Zapier, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Very similar.
Yeah. So we have like Pably on queue as well, but we'll definitely explore this one, and let's see if we have some other. So we have, maybe it's a different Facebook user is working with Pably. So it's probably working with both ConnectZit. Kind of a funny name, isn't it?
It is a weird name, yeah.
But you can probably connect the zit with the webhooks. And we can definitely do this with Pably with webhooks as well. So, and Integromat also. So the webhooks really opened us up to all of them. But we're going to create also some deeper integrations for some of these software.
The native integration, obviously the webhooks is great, but the native integration just makes it so much more seamless than having to use the webhooks for sure. And yeah, I mean, all of these ones are way cheaper than Zapier. So I see why people use these ones, because, you know, the ConnectZit is $15 per month for 15,000 tasks.
That's going to save us like way cheaper. $1,500 a year doing this.
It's just because we are so embedded into Zapier that
Yeah,
this would be like a
gonna be
big
able
project.
this.
But we should because Zapier is expensive in comparison
Yeah.
to these ones. But yeah.
Yeah, and this is definitely being commoditized. This type of product.
Yeah, for sure.
So Integromat, and then after this, we're going to tackle ClickUp because I know that a lot of our users are using ClickUp. So I would love to hear from you guys, either here on the comments and after on the replay. What do you want us to what do you want us to connect to integrate to, and how do you want this integration to work? How do you envision your future workflow with Atarim in the middle there? Next up, I'm going to talk about internal tasks.
Which
So
I'm also very excited for. Sorry to interrupt, but
yeah,
I've been on
please.
so many demo calls over the last, I would say, 2 months, and I would say 9 out of 10 of them, someone has asked for this feature. So
Right.
I'm very, very excited for us to have this in there, definitely.
So we're basically just tackling the top of the list all the time, like the most requested things that come our way. So, for example, we started with Zapier because that was the big one, and then there was a lot of requests for webhooks. So there we go. And then people mentioned the Integromat. So this is what we're doing. The email support desk was definitely something that people were kept asking about, like, what about emails? What about emails? So there we have it now. And so it's not just about building more stuff into the product. It's about taking it into the direction that is uniquely specific for website agencies and freelancers. And I think that this is really the key differentiator, or how I see our product as being far more superior than anything else that is out there on the market, because no one is looking at us, at our industry, at our community, and saying, what do you guys want? So I can connect this to Salesforce, but how many web agencies are using Salesforce at scale? ClickUp, on the other hand, I see a lot of web agencies going in this direction over the past year or so. Slack is something that a lot of us use on our day-to-day, and so on. So internal tasks, definitely a big one that is coming. And basically what it means that you will be able to create tasks inside the website that the client doesn't see. Only webmasters, we have our three user types, the webmaster, the client, and others, right? So client and others are not going to be able to see these tasks that are going to be added to the website, so that you can leave notes for yourself. Maybe you can give notes to your team. Maybe you can just add reminders in certain areas. Don't forget to change this. Don't forget to add that, so that it's just visible to you.
Yeah, and the use case I saw a lot was basically before the website is even, the client's even looking at the site, them building a list of internal tasks in the board section for stuff they needed to do that's outside of the website. So, like set up hosting, or change, or create a mailbox for your client, or or any of those tasks that aren't for the front end, they create on the boards, and they stay there. That's the main thing. They stay there as a record, and your client never sees them, but they are there for you and your team. That's the main thing I saw people requesting them for.
Yeah, that's awesome. So this is exactly what Joe is saying: import predefined internal tasks.
Exactly.
So imagine this, George. You have your lists on whatever project management system. We're not going to become ClickUp. This is not the goal. The goal is to become the only place for collaboration and service delivery. So on ClickUp, or on Teamwork Desk, or on Trello, or on Asana, or on Monday, or on all of those guys, you can create those lists of tasks, and then through a Zap, through a webhook, through the integrations, or through the deep ones that we're creating over the upcoming months, you can push those lists of tasks into the website to have them listed as internal tasks.
Exactly.
So this is really where this is going. And I see add rank math. Rank math is, or enk math. Maybe, I think that's supposed to be rank math, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, most likely.
But I would love to hear, how do you see this connecting? Of course, it works with all of the rank math related stuff right now. Next up, I'm going to talk about rich text in comments. So just inside the website itself, being able, so we're not going to give like a whole world of options here. We just want to keep things nice and clean, so that it doesn't confuse the client, it doesn't confuse anyone else that is using it. But as you're creating a task, you will be able to set a little bit of formatting, maybe make it bold, maybe make a short list, italic, underline stuff. That's it, really.
Yeah, which I think is, it doesn't seem like it's important, but it is, because it's nice to be able to make it even clearer what you're trying to say, right? If you want to put a list in right now, it's kind of, you kind of have to make a list, a
Yeah, like
makeshift list, like with
dashes.
shift. Yeah, exactly. And this just makes everything even clearer. So yeah, I'm excited for that one as well.
Yes, and now we have the functionality. It's just a matter, because we have it on the
The
inbox.
emails.
It's just a matter of deploying this further inside the app. And one of the big ones that I'm really excited about, and I've been talking about this for a long time, we've been working on this for a long time, is open to all websites. And this is gonna be this is gonna be like kind of a game changer for us. Even though, and we see this on the demos that you and I are doing, most people are using WordPress. So
Yep.
like, even if sometimes you have like one Shopify project out of 10, 15 WordPress projects that you do, or you do like one Webflow out of a bunch of others, WordPress related ones. But it's just kind of a matter of perceptions, I guess. But even more than this, it's about getting you guys to the result quicker. So what does that mean? It means that right now, with the WordPress plugin, that allows us to have deep integration into that website and do stuff on the back end and do all of those awesome stuff that Atari is able to do, the graphic feedback, and based on user roles and all of those kind of intricate control. The open to all website is just going to be drop a link, boom, it's there, right? So that's it. You can have it. You can start working within a minute or within literally 20 seconds. You drop the URL and you're there annotating this. And of course, you got to get that URL to get a specific URL for other people to collaborate in there. But it's still gonna be like white labeled on the icons and all of those kind of stuff. So it's still gonna feel like your system. And yeah, I'm really excited about this one. It's gonna save us a lot of time for all of us on those on this initial onboarding. Then, if you want to dive in, if you want to do things deeper, awesome. You can use the WordPress plugin that is going to give you a whole lot more control than just a layer on top of the website.
Yeah, and I think it will give people the option to, if they do want to keep it in the dashboard, let's say they only want it to be internal, they can put a site on their dashboard and they can use it just internally with their team and not even show it to their clients. So it also gives them flexibility in how they want to use the tool, as opposed to installing on a client's website and then sort of hacking it so your client can't see it, and making your client can't see it, but you're still trying to use it internally, sort of thing. So it just gives more, it's just more options is always better. In the more ways you can use it, the better it is.
Yeah, I agree. Will there be a replay of this session that
There
has
will be.
been done? Yes. So just go to the Facebook group or the YouTube channel and you'll be able to watch this session. Also, there's a post on our blog. Let's pull this up. Jerome worked on this today.
Yeah, and I'll be adding this after. I'll be downloading this and adding it to the top of the post as well.
Right. So you have all of the updates here, with details on exactly what we're doing, some screenshots, some awesome GIFs as well, of course.
And yeah, I'll put this at the top of this post for anyone that missed it.
Cool. I think we're good, right? Let's go back here. That's it. This is what we're planning until the end of the year. There's gonna be a brand new roadmap. There's already a list of stuff that we want to do for 2022, but we restructure the roadmap as we're starting the new year. But these are basically our goals until the end of the year. Maybe January, maybe this is gonna take until mid-January, but we're gonna do our best to deliver things at the speed that you guys have gotten used to from us. And yeah, keep expanding this and keep exploring every click that web agencies are clicking throughout the your day to day, and just automate this. Automate as much as possible.
For sure, man. Yes, very, very exciting times. And considering we are 2.5 years old, the tool is
Yes.
the platform feels amazing, honestly. And I'm biased, like I work here, but still, I think even if I didn't, I would see the potential in the next year or so. I really want us to be the only platform that you need. You don't even need anything else. Obviously, you need some stuff still, like emails and whatever other agencies use, or billing software proposals. We've got we can integrate so much into this, and we do want it to be the platform that you just log into this. You don't need to look at anything else.
Yeah, awesome. So thanks everyone for joining me, Jerome. Jerome, thank you for joining me today.
My pleasure, man.
And yeah, have a good evening, everyone. Let's get started on this. Give us feedback. We learn from your experiences. We learn from your experimentation. So same thing as we got here on the feed on the side. And a Facebook user was asking some questions about the webhooks. So you don't really need exactly that URL. Joel, maybe you can reply to this because we did have some question around this one. So let's do a quick Q&A before wrapping this one up.
Yeah, sure.
If you have any questions, please drop them in here. We need an option to website to enter the URL to send data to, right?
Does he mean the webhook token? Is that what I'm not sure.
Listens to its own webhook. So you know how Zapier gives you the URL sometimes?
Oh, I see. He's probably just choosing the wrong
method.
Yes. And is the documentation working? Because if it is, I tell exactly what's doing there. Yeah, it's working now.
Great. All right. So what you're basically talking about this first step where we need to do retrieve poll, right?
Oh, he's trying to do something. Oh, you mean inside Stripe settings? He's talking about the webhook URL in Stripe. We enter our own webhook URL, but isn't that to pull data into Stripe, not to send data from Stripe?
We enter our own URL, webhook URL. So this is the URL that we're giving you. That's the one to drop in.
Yes.
This is the one you would enter into Stripe.
Because what the Facebook user is talking about is, so you're trying to make an app talk to our app, right?
Yeah.
So to do that, you would use the actions, not the sends data out from Stripe on event. But why then? If it's sending data out from Stripe, why would you provide your own webhook to Stripe? Surely they would give you the webhook, which would then send data out.
It's true. You get that return URL type of thing with Stripe, but you have those URLs. So these are all of these guys. So based on the action that you want Stripe to perform on our side, but I think that maybe we need to connect Facebook user here with a more with one of the dev team with some technical support on this one, just to make sure we get you up and running. So I would suggest for this question, Facebook user, just drop in a chat inside here, inside our live chat, and a specialist is gonna be able to help you, maybe even more than us. Probably
most likely. This is it's kind of above our pay grades in terms of I do know about integrations, but webhooks I'm not as savvy as the best are, but yeah, I'm sure we can get you the help that you need.
Okay, perfect. Just send a screenshot of what you're seeing over there. I don't want you to share it here on from Stripe and stuff like this. Let's see. We have any other questions for Pabbly integration? Pabbly provides URL to send data from a webhook event. So that is dependent on the method. If you're going to get a URL or you're going to be providing a URL. And this is really what the method is all about. Right, Jerome? Because it's the same thing. In Zapier, there's an option to give you a URL that you use, right?
Yes, exactly. So that would be like webhooks by Zapier. So you would put that somewhere, and then if to push it to ours, you would use an action instead of a trigger. Essentially, you would use the ones at the bottom, not the ones at the top.
Okay, perfect. Cool. All right, guys. So I think we ran out of questions here. Have an awesome week, and let's start implementing and see what how things are looking. And I'll see you on the next update.
Bye, guys. Have a lovely evening or day wherever you are located. I always say that to like people, have a good evening, even on demo calls, and then I think, man, what if they're, what if it's the
Just
beginning of the day?
starting the day.
Yeah, exactly. All
All
right,
right.
bye,
Bye,
guys.
everyone.